So you've been doing your research on Irvine. Well, today we are going to talk about my 12 favorite reasons why I chose Irvine as my home. Hi, I'm Giselle and I'm a local resident here in Irvine. I've been living here for about 2.5 to 3 years. I'm originally from the Bay Area, California, but I've also lived in LA and Fort Lauderdale. If you haven't checked out this channel before, make sure that you check out some of the other videos because I talk about all things Irvine. Cost of living, the different neighborhoods, the benefits of living here, some of the cons of living here, all of that. And you can hit the subscribe button below so that you can stay up to date and informed of all of the new videos that are coming out about Irvine and the surrounding Orange County areas. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to go through this list of 12. They are not in any particular order, but these are just 12 of the reasons why I chose Irvine as home, and hopefully some of them resonate with you. As always, feel free to leave comments below, and if you'd like more specific information, you can go ahead and ask. I'm also going to post some links below to some additional resources where you can go ahead and look up more info. First on the list is the fact of the proximity of the coast. So I love the beach. That is my thing. So if you notice, all the places that I've lived have water close by. So I love that Irvine is actually really close to the water. Now, you're not going to have beachfront homes in Irvine, but you do have close proximity to the beaches. We're talking 15 to 20 minutes to get to the coast. And if you like bay, it can even be closer. You can feel an ocean breeze in certain parts of Irvine, and depending on where you live, there is about a 10-degree difference in weather being closer to the water versus further away. Now, on the other side of that, you also have access to mountains. So you can see from many points of Irvine and many neighborhoods and homes, you will see mountains as part of the views. And during the winter season, you will see that those are capped off with snow. So it's a gorgeous view. So whether you like mountains, whether you like the beach or the coast, Irvine, California is definitely a nice place to be for access, easy access to both of those things. Number 2 on my list is the cleanliness of the city. So this city is filled with wide streets. It has clean sidewalks, clean roads. We're not talking about potholes where you feel like you're just bouncing around. Throughout, you have working street lights, signage throughout, and it's just an overall cleanliness. I remember the first time that I drove into Irvine just coming from LA, and just the difference once you hit Orange County versus being in LA County. The roads were just so different, and it is definitely something that is hard to describe. But overall, Irvine is a very clean city. You don't see a lot of destruction. You don't see garbage and trash being, tossed around. It's just kept very neat and clean. Also, one of the reasons why people move here, you've heard me mention it before, and it's number 3 on my list, are the top-rated schools. So whether you're pre-K or all the way through college, there is basically a top-rated school for every single grade. And this is something that pulls a lot of folks in because it means you can stay in one area throughout the entire raising of your children and family. If you go to greatschools.org, you can see this particular ratings, but basically all of the schools are 8, 9, 10 out of 10 for Irvine schools. So it definitely draws folks in, and it becomes a reason why folks choose to move to Irvine. Number 4, it is a big city, has all the amenities of a big city, but it feels like a small city in many ways. So you do have excess parking everywhere. You don't have to worry about street parking in the sense of parallel parking and excessive traffic to get in and out of shopping centers. You basically have wide parking spaces for all car sizes, and anywhere that you go, you'll be able to pull in and get parking. You can use valet in certain areas if you choose, but for the most part, there is ample parking just for you to get into, which makes it a draw. You also get a lot of the urban amenities that come from living in city life. And what I mean by that is that you do have the restaurants and you have the rooftop bars and that kind of stuff, things to do all the time that come along that you generally see when you live in an urban setting. You also have bike lanes, and you have a lot of pedestrian accessibility as well, which you tend to see in a lot of urban areas. Number 5, which ties into number 4, are the modern advances that come along with the city. So this city is actually a very green city. Not sure if it's certified green for any of the levels, but throughout the city you will see certain things that have been done to ensure that we are being environmentally friendly. For example, one of the things is as you drive around, you'll see lush trees everywhere. You see green grass, and it may feel a little odd or may not make sense because California is a drought state, and I've lived here my entire life, and I basically feel like we've been in a drought every single year. It's just the severity of the drought may differ from year to year. So with that, when you come into a city like Irvine where everything is lush and green, you may just assume that, it's using a lot of water. Well, Irvine has reclaimed water systems throughout. So you'll see like these purple pipes, which indicate that it's reclaimed water. So you're not supposed to drink out of them, but this reclaimed water is used to keep our parks green, keep all of our landscaping lush and fresh looking. Of course, we use, and I say we, but the city of Irvine uses environmentally friendly plants that do well in our California environments and don't require a ton of water. So that is just one example, but there are multiple examples of how the city is clean. Throughout the city, you'll also see trash and recycling bins, so you at least have both of those, and in some areas you'll even find compost. So definitely something where being environmentally friendly is a concern of the city. Next on my list is number 6, which is the community events. So Irvine has a lot of community events year round, and I'm talking things like movies at the park or concerts, concert series, fall festivals. There are art walks, so there's a lot of things that happen throughout the city all year round that keep the community tight. And in addition to that, depending on the villages that you live in, there are specific events for them as well. Number 7 on my list is the farmers market scene. So there are actually multiple farmers market, and again, you can look down below for some guides and info to some of these things that I'm referencing. And there are a lot of organic grocers as well. So if you don't make it out to one of the local farmers markets throughout the week, you can hit up one of the local organic groceries like Tanaka Farms and load up on organic products. Of course, we do have Whole Foods and we have Mother's, which are 2 of the larger organic known grocers. But if you're looking for farmer, locally sourced, and just owned, Irvine has plenty of those as well. Number 8 on the list, and we've spoken about this before and it comes up often, is that it has the low crime rates. So FBI has ranked Irvine in the top 5 for safest cities in America for the last 19 years in a row. And I'm talking violent crimes, and you can look this up through the FBI website, and it's something that Irvine boasts about and is very proud of. So no matter where you look, if you just do a quick Google search for Irvine, it'll likely come up. So it's not new information, but it definitely brings a sense of safety when you hear that the crime rates, and it is considered one of the safest big cities in America, makes it an appealing reason why somebody would consider moving here. Now, of course, you'll want to look up the different types of crime just to see what those are, but knowing that the city that you're in is ranking in one of those can be an appealing reason why you might choose to live here. Number 9, and this goes along with me being a beach person, are the temperatures. So year round, you can basically expect us to be in the 70s, so around 71 degrees is the average temperature for Irvine. I'd say that's a pretty big reason and appealing reason to want to live here. It's rare that you dip into the 40s, even during winter time, maybe late at night, it'll get into the 40s, but we're talking 50s for winter. 60s is more common, and definitely 70s the rest of the time of the year. So really, really nice. We do experience a few weeks during the summer where it does bump up into the 90s. And again, depending where you live in Irvine, there is definitely about a 10-degree difference between West Irvine and East Irvine. So if you're in the eastern part of Irvine, or if that's the area that you're looking in, you can expect for it to get into the 90s, and it'll likely be that way a little bit for the majority of the summer, versus if you're on the western part of Irvine, it will get hot, but you have that cool breeze that just makes it feel a lot more comfortable throughout the year. So hopefully that makes sense. 10, I alluded to this also earlier, but just more specifically, is the shopping. So the retail and the restaurant scene that is available. There's a lot of retail and lifestyle centers. So if you have not checked out something like the Irvine Spectrum, for example, it is definitely something that you want to check out. Not only can you shop, but it becomes a lifestyle. You can go and hang out there, you can go to restaurants, it's all outdoors, and there are events there as well. So they have outdoor workout classes during certain times of the year and days. They do have the holiday visits, so you do get Santa and the Easter Bunny and that kind of stuff there. But they also have concerts, and so it becomes a hangout spot, and it's not your typical mall scene. So definitely makes it a plus. And there are multiple sites like that throughout Irvine. Irvine Spectrum is just one that just comes to mind right away. And number 11 is the job market. So Irvine actually has a very, very strong job market. Tends to rank high in one of the areas that is expanding the job market. We do have some tech giants here, so we do have a Google campus. There is Kajabi, UCI, Endologics, just to name a few. You have multiple medical centers as well. So there's a lot of opportunity for the job market here. Blizzard Entertainment, I believe, is here as well. So that's another draw for coming in. And number 12, one thing to note here is Jerry Maguire was filmed here in 1996. So if you remember Show Me the Money, You Had Me at Hello, any of those quotes, it was filmed right here in our beautiful city of Irvine. So those are top 12 reasons why you would consider or should consider moving to Irvine. Hope that this was helpful. And again, my contact information is below. Feel free to reach out if you want any specific information about Irvine. Check out the links and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.